Hi everybody, welcome to our webinar, Advance Your Workplace Health and Safety Leadership Skills, brought to you by Federation University. My name is Giuseppe Marino. I'm a member of our student recruitment team here at Federation, and we're really delighted to welcome you to today's session, whether you're joining us live or watching an on-demand recording. So we'll begin, and first, before starting, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands and waters where Federation University's campuses, centres and field stations are located, and pay our respects to elders past and present, and extend our respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander and First Nations peoples. So as I mentioned, my name is Giuseppe Marino. I'm the Manager of Student Recruitment. And joining me today, I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Stephen Webber. Stephen is a lecturer and course coordinator for our work health and safety programs, and it's a real pleasure to welcome you here today for today's session, Stephen.
Thank you very much, Giuseppe. It's great to be here.
Excellent. So we'll get started, and Stephen, I'll throw over to you and to provide a bit of an overview of the courses that we offer in workplace health and safety. Thanks, Stephen.
No problem at all, and thank you very much for this opportunity. So as Giuseppe said, I'm the privileged to be the course coordinator and lecturer for the workplace health and safety programs here at Fed Uni. I took on this role in 2023 from the previous coordinator, Liz Seward. And actually, when I began my journey in health and safety close to 13 years ago now, this course was actually the one that I undertook down in Ballarat. So I've had the experience of going through this course as both a student and now as the coordinator for it. Within our program, we offer two different streams, well, complementary to each other. The first is the Graduate Diploma of Health. This is our commensurate degree. It's a 2-year part-time degree covering 4 units, and it's designed to elevate your understanding of workplace health and safety. So we are really looking at in-depth knowledge on the hazards, the structures of organizations, the facets of culture and interpersonal relationships, the structure of the human brain, how we think and perceive risk and awareness and interact with our environment in order to really drive from a safe person, from a safety doer to a safety leader. So we're going to, over the course of this program, we're going to take you from, let's say, a safety person that manages hazards and looks to protect workers to someone that can really look at a whole organization and begin to design effective systems, processes, and solutions for you. If you want to finish off after successful completion of the first 2 units, we do have an exit pathway for the Graduate Certificate of Health, if you so wish. Cool. And if we move on to the next slide, we can talk about the next offering we have, which is the Masters of Health, Workplace Health and Safety. So this is an additional 2-year degree, which you can enter after successful completion of the Graduate Diploma or through alternative entry pathways, which we'll talk about later on in this presentation. This starts with foundational introduction to research, knowledge, and systems for how to do effective analysis of literature, clear investigations of new topics and ideas, and culminates in you undertaking an actual research project and building a new foundation of knowledge in the field of WHS. So you're actually going to undertake research, you're going to contribute to our field, and you're going to step us forward even further by the end of it. As part of that foundation, what this means is that whenever you're faced with the uncertainty or the gray, the questions that do not have answers in health and safety, then this course creates the capability within you of building that new knowledge, creating that new knowledge with the certainty and foundation that you are correct in being able to rely on the answer that you have developed. It's a very high level degree. It is a significant body of work, and we are rather proud and privileged of our students that go through this level of the course and program. So going through our student experience, so these offerings that we have are postgrad levels of courses. It is expected that you have a foundational level of academic experience in a commensurate field of study, or that you have sufficient on the ground in a role experience within health and safety. So, because you are going to be challenged with high level concepts and ideas in our field. We will be presenting you with the latest theory and knowledge in our field, and we will be guiding you on how to begin to adapt and understand that information in the terms of your organization, your experience, and your evidentiary learning. So this isn't an introductory course. This is really going to elevate you to a higher level of understanding of what I find a really exciting field. So you will be a driver of this experience. We will be guiding you through that, of course, but as a student that enters this, the opportunity is there for you, but as opposed to maybe a bachelor degree, which is very, very structured information and learning points, your interaction and your dedication to this learning experience will help really determine what you achieve through it. So we offer a couple of different modes of study at the moment. So our graduate diploma has two different study modes, which one we call block study, and then we offer a fully online course. In the block study mode, earlier in the semester, so we're talking about March and July time frames here, there we offer a 5-day intensive study program at our Berwick campus here in Victoria. So this will be full days on the campus, interacting with in-depth lectures, presentations, class discussions, group activities, etc., and we'll cover the entire learning material of the unit in a really intensive, in-depth format. Once you've completed that week of study, you will be given time over the rest of the semester to process that information, access online sources to supplement your learning experience, be offered tutorials and other supporting formats to really in-build that information and give you time to do and achieve your assessment submissions across the course of the semester. It's a really intensive way of studying it. But if you think about it, when I first did this, we were offered face-to-face 3 weeks block study. So the course has really been condensed down, but it is the full learning experience face-to-face with the rest of your classmates. We also do offer a fully online study mode. Basically, you will be provided weekly modules of material tailored and released on a structured basis to allow you to review, read, digest the information we're providing, undertake some online tutorials, enhanced videos, presentations, etc., so that you, in your own time, in your own pace, can undertake the learning activities and information for the courses. There will also be face-to-face offerings if you would like to join them, but there will be online tutorials and lectures that go through this course, all of which will be recorded if you're unable to attend the scheduled time and provided on the platform for you to review in a convenient time frame. So it supports your ability to fully learn this unit from a remote perspective, if that appeals to you. So, yep, as you can see, the full outline of what the online study mode provides to us. Each of our units are 30-point units at the AQF level of 8 and 9, so one of the highest levels of study that you can undertake. Each unit, so every study unit per semester, is about equivalent of 300 hours of study across the whole unit, which averages out to about 15 hours per week. This is across your learning, your material, your tutorial assessment, your assessment times, etc., across the whole of your study period. So we're very upfront about that. This is an intensive load, particularly as most of our students are likely to be in full-time employment as they undertake the study. So be prepared for that commitment. As a lecturer, I will be available to provide support throughout the entire unit. You can email me questions. I will provide my phone number for work hours, and I'm more than happy to organize scheduled meetings and catch-ups to go through your concerns, your questions, your learning time, if you need additional support throughout it. Federation University offers a large amount of learning support and student support services related to undertaking high-level academic study and that transition, because a lot of our students do not have significant experience in high-level academic study, or it's been some time since you might have undertaken academic study at this level. So there's a lot of transitional tutorial information on and learning student advisors that you could book time with that will help coach you in how to achieve this level of study and standard throughout the semester. So if you're at all concerned about whether or not you've been a university student in a while or have never been a university student, we have a lot of support provided and tailored to help you achieve that standard. Which has had a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah, I can definitely vouch for that. I know a lot of the students I've spoken to who've come through the university, many who haven't been in study for a number of years, have really accessed those learning supports, and it just gives them the confidence with academic writing and study techniques and research, and even just simple things like managing time. So yeah, definitely back you up on that, Stephen. That's a really great service we provide.
So what skills and knowledge will you gain undertaking this degree? So in our graduate diploma, the 4 core units that you'll be undertaking across the whole degree is contemporary workplace health and safety practice and risk, workplace health and safety regulatory systems and complexity, WHS organizational effectiveness, and OHS work integrated projects. So across those, we will be breaking down all the common hazards that workers face on a day-to-day basis and provide you high levels of research and knowledge in what that faces. So you might be aware of electrical hazards. We will go into the breakdown of the physiology of what electrical risk does to the human body, how it can be interacted with, how we can build effective controls to manage that exposure at an interface level. So you will be getting really high level understanding of the hazards that almost everybody will face on a day-to-day basis, all the way up to like interplay of physiology and how the human body operates and how potential exposures to chemicals or diseases that workplaces have could affect us in different ways, and then how to manage that. Then we'll move on to what is the regulatory framework? What does the law say? How do we interpret the law effectively? How do we begin to approach and understand organizational systems, not only to meet the law, but to exceed it and effectively manage health and safety? And then we'll take you through how organizations are built, how it's designed, how organizations and society interplay with health and safety, and kind of from the government all the way down to how that impacts the individual worker on the ground, from job design to cultural practices to psychosocial risks, how our society and how we design work really can interplay, and how we can get that right at a core level. It's really exciting information, and then at the end we will again give you that introduction on how to create knowledge. The OHS Work Integrated Project is designed around giving you the tools to really do something new, to step forward and make a huge change in your organization, and what that looks like, and how you can do it effectively, and how you can make that transition well. justify it, right? So you got to justify it to your workplace that you want to put this time, effort, and resources in. We'll teach you the tools on how to do that. This is all about taking you from a safety doer to a safety leader. At the end of this course, we really are looking at you being a person that can impact not just the hazard on the ground, but your whole organization, making changes to really improve health and safety for your workforce. So if that's something that's exciting to you, this course will deliver that for you. So I'm always excited to see what our students achieve and undertake throughout the course of our careers. Some of the really exciting ones that are over the last couple of years have been one student using her project to really evaluate her organization, which was a multinational organization. I think she's currently in Germany. It's living there now at the moment, where she was able to use her new knowledge to evaluate how they actually had structured their entire health and safety system and processes, and could see in this new light all the flaws in how they designed it, which led to bottlenecks and delays and ineffective delivery of safety throughout their whole organization. And she's really been able to use her experience to build a whole new design for the company, which they're currently restructuring around her design. So it's going to make safety much more efficient and flow throughout this entire worldwide organization. So it's really exciting to see someone be able to take that knowledge and be able to really make an improvement on a large scale for that company. And then another student was able to take their knowledge and their ability to learn how to create high-level technical information with the confidence that it is well researched, well supported, and they're actually taking that experience and creating a new industry standard in the water recreation industry, it's a new field, it's really emerging, and as they describe it, it's a little cowboy at the moment where there's not really strong regulations that have caught up to how they're operating. So think about surf parks and water facilities that allow for you to facilitate surfing in the middle of Melbourne CBD or however you want. There's not really good guidance or laws even around how should they operate. What is safety in that space? So they're taking their experience and actually, with quite a good level of confidence, driving this new standard into the industry, which is getting a lot of positive feedback. So these are just a couple of really high-level successes over the last couple of years that I'm really proud our students are achieving after undertaking our programs. So, and I won't deny, there's a lot of really good career outcomes. Whether or not you're looking at entering the field of health and safety, or you are in the field of health and safety and you're looking for the next step, this program is part of it. If you ask anybody, any of the safety recruiters out there, they will tell you that organizations are really now starting to look at competency of their safety advisors. Historically, it's been a bit weak, but it's something that is more and more becoming a core part of any recruitment process. So if you're looking for a role in health and safety, they really are starting to focus on your qualifications in our field. So Graduate Diploma is one of the key degrees that will elevate you above most of the competitors in our field towards achieving a role within this field. So it'll take you to the next level of safety manager, senior safety advisor, if you wanted to move into safety consultancy. If you're looking at our master's program, this would elevate you to a potential director or executive manager level of an organization, where they are expecting you to be able to look at not just the organization, but the greater societal picture, and be able to map and understand health and safety today and tomorrow and look down the path of where we're going to make sure that your organization is fit for purpose and ready to map into that space, because the future is coming really quickly. So there is a massive number of changes going on. AI is changing how we interact with knowledge. Technology is integrating more and more into our workplaces. So think about Google Glasses and the ability to obtain and display information on screens right in front of every single worker using a pair of glasses. There are safety programs out there which are looking at that information and basically be able to project the safe path to walk, the safe way to interact with that piece of plant and equipment, that tool, and right at the interface, the people see it, get warning information, etc. So we're seeing cameras that are mapping our business, whole building construction sites, and are aligning and assessing that building construction against the architectural plans in its database to pick up variations in the build structure on like a millimeter level, and advise when we're getting even slightly out of whack. Now, those technologies are amazing, but they come with significant societal challenges, even in the workplace health and safety space, from a privacy perspective, from a human capability perspective, and to be able to adapt to that, to be able to understand how to pivot and adjust when these new sources of challenges, these new informations, these new technologies come on board, really requires a high level perspective, a high level thinking. And so understanding how to learn to adapt, how to learn is just key. And so we're really proud that that's where we try to position you through this course, in order so that the next idea you're ready for, even if we don't know what it is. Right, I mean, so how do we get in? So the entry requirements to get into our program. So for the Masters of the Health program, you'll need a graduate diploma in workplace health and safety from our university. It would be pretty much an instant entry, or an equivalent university qualification and appropriate industry experience. For entry into the graduate diploma, you must have successfully completed a 3-year bachelor level qualification in a related health field. So medicine, science, chemistry, engineering. If you're IT or business, I might have a couple more questions for you if you want to join our lovely field. But we look for comparative experience and understanding to allow you entry. Additionally, a diploma or advanced diploma in OHS plus at least 2 years OHS experience would be a pathway, or at least 3 years OHS experience in a dedicated OHS role, probably with the supporting certificate Cert 4 in health and safety, to allow entry into the diploma. So this is based on the idea, this is a very high level degree. It is a significant workload. So we need an minimum understanding and experience level of our entrants to allow you to fully embrace the learning opportunities provided. So with your application, we'll require a resume submission so you meet the academic standards, and you can directly apply via the Fed University website. But if there's any questions or you need any additional information, I'm happy to respond to that. And other resources within Fed Uni are there to support your enrollment and application process.
Excellent. Thanks very much for that overview, Stephen. Just before we wrap up, I just also wanted to provide some information about how you can reach us for more information. So as Stephen said, you can always get in touch with us at any stage. If you need help throughout any stage of the application or enrollment process, so Everything's done directly. The website there is on screen. You can call us directly on 1-800-FED-UNI, which is 1-800-333-864. You can also email us via the futurestudents@federation.edu.au email address. And of course, one of the best ways to check out the university, speak to staff like Stephen, and speak to our current students is to come along to an open day. So if you haven't been to one of the open days in the past, it's a great event, really great way to get a bit of an understanding of the university environment, talk to lecturers, talk to students, get an idea of the support that's available, which Stephen mentioned earlier. So a really good introduction to it. That was a really great presentation. Thanks, Stephen. And I just think it just shows the interesting aspects and the scope and the opportunities available in the sector and the importance of workplace health and safety as well. So a big thank you to you for for delivering that information.
No problem at all. I'm really proud of the course that we have, and I'm very passionate about our field. It's a privilege to work in workplace health and safety, and if you're thinking about entering it, it is a great field to enter.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Stephen. Appreciate your time. And a big thank you to everybody who's viewing this webinar. And as we said, if you've got any questions, please feel free to email or contact us using the contact details on screen. We hope to see you at Federation University in the future. Thank you.